back to another episode of the Ian Fritts Show. I'm here. I'm watching the college football playoff rankings revealed live for me, not live for you. They're revealing them right now. Here they go. They're doing it the way I thought they would do it. They're doing the bracket style, and they're not starting at 25. Good way. Oregon number 1, 13-0. Shocker, right? Not a shocker. That was always going to happen when they won last night against Penn State. Best team in the country, bar none. 13-0 in the new 12-team era is astonishing. It is incredible. Hats off to Oregon for doing that. Georgia, number 2. Also, we thought that would happen in the beginning part of this video. That's what I said would happen. I said Oregon 1, Georgia 2. It's playing out how I thought it would. Now, I said the top 4 seeds are going to be the top 4 seeds. You had Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and Arizona State. Now, when we get to this 3 seed, it's going to be interesting to see if they put an Arizona State above a Boise State, given what they did to Iowa State. I'm not sure if they will. I don't think they will because they had Boise State ahead of Arizona State going into conference championship week. You would think they both win. Boise State is ahead of Arizona State. Now, again, you would think that the committee and their collective brain, who knows what we'll get. ESPN's doing this delay again where they talk about nonsense and they don't just tell us the bracket. It's a gripe. It is agonizing. It is horrible. Give us the bracket, ESPN. We don't want to sit here I've sat here for 25 minutes waiting for this bracket to come out, and in the middle of releasing the bracket, they're talking about nonsense again, okay? Give me the bracket. Give me Arizona State. Give me Boise State. Who's 3? Who's 4? That's why we're here. Instead, they want to delay it. They want to go with all these commercials. So Boise State is the 3 seed in the college football playoff bracket. So in the actual rankings, they have Boise State at 9. But that's incredible. Boise State being the 3 seed is absolutely incredible. So in the 14 playoff era, Boise State's not in this thing. They are not in this thing. But because of this wild system we have, they get a first round bye. With their ranking at number 9, they would have to go on the road if we didn't have this automatic bye situation, which, hand up, we need to get rid of the automatic bye situation. It's a travesty. It's a devastation. It's a cancer in this college football playoff bracket era. It needs to go away. Arizona State at the number 4 seed. So Arizona State is actually ranked number 12 in their rankings, which to me is a little shocking. You would think they would be that's wild to me. So Arizona State at number 4, that's how I thought it would happen in both of the scenarios I presented earlier in this video. Or maybe not in this video. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that. But I did pre-record a prediction of what the committee will do. So that may be at the front of this video. It may not be. Haven't decided yet. Either way, Oregon 1, Georgia 2, Boise State 3, Arizona State 4. That's how I thought it would happen. That makes the most sense given what the committee has done with their rankings up until this point in time. Okay? Now, 5 seed, you have Penn State, Texas, and Notre Dame for the 5 seed. I would think you would keep Texas above Penn State, or based on how Texas lost to a backup quarterback with Georgia, you could drop them below Penn State. What I would be shocked to see happen right now is then put Notre Dame at that 5 seed. Given they didn't play, I don't think they're going to penalize Penn State and Texas for playing in their conference championship game. Now, I don't think that, but again, you never know with this committee. You never know what they're going to do. Who absolutely knows what they're going to do? Not me. I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. So we were waiting, and it's okay. So they release. So they just went straight to number 12. So I guess they're just releasing their 5 highest ranked conference champions. So you have Clemson at number 12. So I would think if Clemson's at 12, which they are actually ranked 16, so that's wild to me. So is SMU going to be 11? They're going to be above Clemson? If SMU's in this thing. Now, what I proposed earlier, I thought Alabama, if SMU's out, Alabama would be the 11 seed. Clemson would be 12. SMU would be out. Because I don't think you can put Clemson above or behind SMU when they just beat them. I don't think you can do that. And maybe it's the head-to-head only matters when you have the same record. That could be the thought there from the committee. So Texas is the 5 seed. 3 seed in the actual rankings, but 5 seed in the playoffs. That's going to be a fun match. You got Clemson going to Texas. Hand up all for that, ladies and gentlemen. All for that I think Texas absolutely wipes the floor with Clemson. That's just my initial gut reaction. Clemson struggles offensively time to time when they face a nice, solid defense. That's exactly what Texas has, is a nice, solid defense. Now, the thing to be upset about in this format here, ladies and gentlemen, is Texas is their third-ranked team in the actual rankings. Yet, they don't get a first-round bye. This system is going to go out the window. We only have it for this year, and we have it for next year. It's going to go out the window because teams aren't going to agree with this. When you have a 12th ranked Arizona State and a 9th ranked Boise State getting a first round bye, that's not going to happen anymore. It is not going to happen anymore. I'm fine with the automatic bids for conference champions. I think you need to reward that. However, what I'm not fine with is those buys. So Texas at 5, that means Penn State's going to be at 6. Because, yeah, Penn State at 6. So Penn State would be their 4th ranked team, would have had a bye in this new era had we not had this automatic bye situation. Travesty. So Penn State at 6. I would assume that would be Notre Dame at 7. So this is honestly playing out how I thought it would. Shocker. Ian knows what he's talking about. It's not a shocker if you listen to this show. So Penn State at 6. That means Notre Dame's Fighting Irish. They're probably going to be the 7th ranked team. And looking at the bracket, Penn State, that 6th spot might, depending on who they play, if they get an SMU, and not an Alabama, that might be the best spot in this bracket because you play an SMU, you win, you go play Boise State. Also, you get a home playoff game. So Notre Dame, Fighting Irish, they are the 7th ranked team in college football. That's a tough draw. I actually think that's going to be a fun matchup. I would assume Indiana's going to be that 10 seed. So that might be the game I'm looking forward to the most. We'll talk about that here in a second if we get a little bit more of these rankings. And I'll have the graphic behind me probably already filled out. So you'll see it. You everybody already knows, but this is my initial reactions as I'm seeing it live. Have no idea. There was a report Brett McMurphy said SMU was in, Alabama was out. So I would think that would mean SMU would be the 11 seed, which I find just shocking that they would only drop SMU to 11. I would think they would drop them behind Clemson, but who knows? Who knows? So this is exciting. I'm all for the 12-team playoff era. I love it. I think it's amazing. So there you go. Ohio State at 8. Tennessee probably going to be that 9 seed. So the Volunteers are going to have to go to the Big House. Excuse me, not the Big House, the Horseshoe. And I'm thinking, boom, Michigan owns Ohio State. They own their stadium as well. So Tennessee has to go to the Horseshoe and play Ohio State. A lot of people talk about how it's going to be so cold up there. Tennessee doesn't know how to be in the cold. Tennessee's in the mountains, ladies and gentlemen. It's cold in the mountains. I don't know if you guys have been to the mountains, but it's cold in the wintertime. So all this notion about these southern teams going to all these cold places in the north, get out of here. Get out of here. It's cold everywhere except for California, ladies and gentlemen, and Arizona. But Arizona State's got a first-round bye, so they don't have to go anywhere. So all these teams left. Tennessee gets cold there. You got a SMU. It gets cold in Texas. Some people don't know that. They're like, man, it's 100 degrees every day in Texas. It's not. So Alabama, it gets cold there. I'm pretty sure. I've actually never stayed in Alabama, so I'm not sure. Tennessee is the 9 seed. So if we did just the rankings and what the playoff committee gives us, Tennessee would host a playoff game, as would Indiana, because I believe Indiana is going to be that 10 seed. So teams that would host a playoff game, if we didn't have this automatic bye situation, you have Ohio State, Tennessee, Notre Dame, and Indiana. So Indiana and Tennessee are kind of getting the raw end of this deal in the scenario, in the system that we have currently. Look, I'm an advocate. Get rid of those automatic buys. I've said it about 25 times because I think it's true. I think we need to get rid of these automatic buys. It doesn't ruin. We'll see how it plays out. But I think it diminishes the committee's rankings. Because what's the point of even ranking Tennessee as number 7? Why even do it? Just put them as number 9 so we can just have the rankings in the bracket match each other. Just put them there and just match it. Makes no sense to me. Now, 10 seed is probably going to be Indiana. So then we're back to the discussion. Everybody knew this since last night, since the games happened, really since before the conference championship week happened. I made a video I said we got one spot for two teams. Those two teams are SMU and Alabama. And I thought that would probably be the 11 seed given the scenario, but Clemson being the 12 seed, and there we go. Indiana is the 10 seed. Indiana at Notre Dame, Tennessee at Ohio State, Clemson at Texas. I'm all for this, folks. I am all for this. This looks awesome. This looks awesome. I want to see these games in person. I want to go to every single one of them. I will not, but I am all for it, ladies and gentlemen. Tennessee, Ohio State, probably going to be a noon kickoff. Wouldn't shock me. Clemson, Texas, probably a night game. Indiana, Notre Dame, definitely a night game. And here we go. Here we go. Now I'm just awaiting, is it Alabama at number 11 or is it SMU? So what it looks like is going to happen is the 10 seed hasn't been revealed, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have the 10 seed. Here we go. They're showing us resume comparison, Alabama, SMU. Yeah, we know it. Alabama's resume is better. SMU, they played in a conference championship game. I laid out the scenarios earlier. Are you going to penalize a team for playing in a conference championship game? Hand up. Hand up. I think Alabama's probably a better football team than SMU. I don't think probably or future results should matter in this, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot penalize a team for playing in a conference championship game. It would break the system moving forward. Teams would opt out. Teams would opt out in the future. It's something Lane Kiffin was saying during the season. He ended up not even being in the discussion here, but it's something that would diminish the conference championship game in and of itself. Now, I'm sure they're talking nonsense, probably lobbying for Alabama as the ESPN people do. So the 10 seed hasn't been revealed. We've been given 1 through 9, and then we skipped to 12 with Arizona State. So I would think Alabama and SMU are that 10-11 seed in the college football playoff rankings, not in the bracket. Again, the confusion. This is ridiculous, this system. We're about to find out. I'm just anticipating. There we go. Wow. Okay. SMU is the 11. I'm amazed. I am amazed. Wow. Okay. SMU's the 11 seed, folks. SMU is the 11 seed. That would mean SMU goes to Penn State to play. Penn State might have the best. Everybody was thinking that 5 seed is going to be the best spot in this college football playoff ranking. Nobody was even thinking about the 6th seed. Nobody, not a one person was thinking about the 6th seed. Now, do we have any first round rematches? No, we do not. Clemson, Texas haven't played each other. Tennessee, Ohio State haven't played each other. SMU, Penn State haven't played each other. Indiana, Notre Dame haven't played each other. In the second round, we have one possible rematch in the second round. That would be Ohio State, Oregon. If you had to put money on it right now, I would go with the thinking that Ohio State would win that football game and we get a rematch of Ohio State, Oregon in the quarterfinals. Now, if I'm a team in the quarterfinals right now, I think Georgia might be in the best spot given the teams they would have to play. And Indiana haven't really played anybody all year, or Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. I would think that's got to be the best spot in this bracket. And then I still think all 4 of the buys are the best. You want a buy. You want a buy. All this nonsense about give me the 5 seed, give me the 6 seed. No, you don't. You don't want that. Are you kidding me? You don't want that. You want a buy. Give yourself a month of rest. You want that buy. So Alabama is out, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. SMU ahead of Clemson. Clemson just beat them. They don't have the same head. They don't have the same record. So SMU is put above Clemson. This is astonishing, ladies and gentlemen. I am honestly shocked. I thought they would slither Alabama right in this thing, and they didn't. And I would assume they didn't want the backlash of the conference championships not mattering. They didn't want to deal with that mess. I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to deal with it either. It would have been a nightmare scenario. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. These first round matchups, all in. I'm all in on this 12-team playoff era. Going to campuses, we're going to be at Austin, Texas for Clemson, Texas. We're going to be in Ohio State, the Horseshoe for Tennessee, Ohio State, probably a noon kickoff. SMU, Penn State, Happy Valley. Give them a whiteout game at night. SMU going in there, the Ponies, riding high, getting in the playoffs. Give it to me. And the one I think is going to be the best game is this 10 seed against the 7 seed, Indiana at Notre Dame. Stylistically, really fun matchup. Indiana, better against the run than most people think. Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. That's what they do best. Indiana throws the ball all over the yard. Notre Dame secondary, one of the best in all of college football. That's going to be the game I'm looking forward to the most. I cannot wait for this 12-team playoff to start. Everybody, lock in. I will have predictions later on this week for these first round matchups and probably fill out an entire bracket of my predictions of this system and what is before us right now. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe down below. Leave a comment. I love you guys. Bye.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
35, 40, 45, 50.